Hello, good evening, and welcome to Stone Monkey Radio. Regard the cards, now in green. Joining me today is the fabulous Cal Goodall. How you doing?
It's pronounced Goodell, but
Goodell.
okay.
Apologies.
It's alright.
I know now.
I am good. Mm-hmm.
Hang on, you corrected me on Caladry, but I don't think you've ever corrected me on Goodell before.
I probably have at some point. I know that was one of the early things from back when I was sending in quips questions in the Facebook group.
Quipstions.
Back in, the first dozen episodes.
Wow.
It's a Becky.
A Becky. A wild Becky has appeared. Aw, heck. What is this particular floof? How's it going? Hi Becky, hi Connie, hi Omegon the Sane. How you doing? And how you doing, Cal? You good?
Doing
Pizza?
well, doing well. Pizza was good.
What
I
flavour?
ate it in the car ride home.
Were you driving?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you made it safely and enjoyed
Thank
pizza.
you. I made sure that driving safe was the first priority, stuffing my face far down the list.
Stuffing.
I beg your pardon.
Stuffing. Delicious stuffing. It's great.
Uh-huh.
Best part of a roast.
Mm-hmm.
So, cards. We're regarding some cards.
Card.
We're starting off with a big one. It's, just throwing all the other cards in now. Ambush Crotic. It's it's big. Is it the worm thing or the polar bear with a house on its
It's the
back?
big worm thing coming up from above. See, the creature type is insect.
I see. Yep, that makes more sense then.
Yes, such chitin. Such wow.
Chitlins.
Classic. Starting with Dragons of Tarkir block.
Which I believe this is from.
It is.
Got a thing right. Woo!
That's
Okay.
what the two fangs symbol
Oh, they're
is.
fangs. Fangs a lot. Abzan Beastmaster. It's a 2-1 for 3. But, draw an extra card.
Hi, Future Fishy.
Hey, Future Fishy. Hello.
Yeah, Abzan was all about big creatures with even bigger butts.
I like
So-
big butts.
Indeed. But can you lie?
Yeah. And you'll have to decide whether or not that's a lie. Airy Bowmasters. That sounds like some kind of insult. Bunch of airy Bowmasters. They've got reach though, that's handy. Like a bit of reach. Good for the greens. Not a lot of flying.
Got
Doesn't
that
make
good.
sense, Why does green not do flying much? It feels like natural things do a flap, like the birdies, but they're all white. Why that be? Okay. So it's got Megamorph. So you can cast it face down for a 2-2. You can Megamaster it and put a +1/+1. I mean, making it a 4/5 would be kinda handy. But the Megamorph cost is a lot. It feels like. Maybe I'm wrong. Wait, have I lost Cal? No, line's still connected. Perhaps she'll come back. Alpine Grizzly. It's a 4-2 for 3. The Tamir welcome bears into the clan, fighting alongside them in battle. The relationship dates back to when they laboured side by side under Sultai rule. Words. My expert's gone. Yeah. until Kel gets back, I'm just gonna. Uh-oh. Hang on, I'm getting a chat message. She's trying. She's trying to get back. Oh, she's trying. How chat? Hey chat, how you doing? I hope you're good. I hope she comes back, because I've got nothing else planned. Yeah, how's everyone doing? It feels like a while since I've done a stream. It's not. Becky made nudes. Becky does good nudes. Hot nudes. Hot nudes in your area. If you happen to live in the area where that be. Hang on a second. Do 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 do. Send newts. Wait. What's going on with hot newts? Hot newts. I like newts. Michael Newt was a minute newt. Hello? Oh! I hear noise. I hear sound. Sound noise.
Hello.
Whoa! Very loud. Very distorted.
Hello.
Still very distorted, but probably okay. Hey, Cal. Howdle doodle.
Give me one moment.
Oh, that was better.
Okay, that's better.
Not anymore, it's not. Whatever was briefly happening there seemed to be working alright. But it's very distorted. Axolotls! You sure do ask a lot of questions. Connie's got baby axolotls. They just hatched. Now I have to care for 34 small axolotls. That's a lot of babies. A plethora. You're quite right, Future Fishy. Hello, Future Fishy, by the way. It does sound like the opposite of a problem. I'm very ready for lots of cute axolotl pics. I think of myself more of a snaxolotl. I feel like maybe I've lost Kel again.
Nope, you've got me.
Nope, they are. Ah!
There we go. Sorry, I was transferring my mic to my phone because not my mic, my headset.
Ooh.
So this should hopefully be better.
Yep.
Can you try turning on the screen sharing again?
Oh,
I'm very sorry, chat. Mitzi kind of tore apart my mic cable, and I think this is it finally going.
No.
Or at least I need to try repairing it again. Okay, I'm getting some... Yay! I've got a Jane on my phone. How am I sounding?
Sound good.
Wonderful. And I can still see, so I should be able to read the cards okay.
Seeing.
Seeing is believing.
It is. I've told probably, likely, something maybe. So,
What do you want to see?
we have an alpine grizzly. It is both
The alpine
alpine
grizzly.
and grizzly.
And importantly, it has 4 power, which was a very big thing for green, blue, and red cards in Cons of Tarkir.
Yeah.
hmm
Any particular reason?
There was a ability called I can't remember what it was called, but essentially it would give you a benefit if you controlled a creature with power 4 or greater, and that was on the vast majority of the Temur clan cards, which again was green, red, and blue cards. So a lot of big creatures, a lot of interesting stuff that happened when you had big creatures.
Not bad for 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on to the Enoch guide. Enoch. It's a 1/1 for 2. When it enters the battlefield, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it, or search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and shuffle your library.
Yeah, that's not a great card, I must say.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, a 2/2 for 2 is not bad, and I suppose if you're desperate for land...
Yeah, unfortunately, it does sacrifice your next draw to get that land. So, unless you're desperately splashing in a deck, it's not necessarily worth it.
I feel like there's better ways to do that.
Much better.
Do I have any of them? That is the question. A survivalist now. Same group. Same set, but it's an uncommon now. Megamorph again. A +1/+1 counter. Doesn't feel like a lot, but...
Hey, I mean, it's the same price as, it's the same price to turn it face up as it is to just play it in general, so...
But you do have to have played the 3 for the face down already, so...
Yeah. But
3/2
you're
at that
also getting the return to nature aspect of it.
Disjoy!
Yes. Or, sorry, naturalize is the effect. Destroys an enchantment or artifact.
Hang on, we've had this one already. How did you get back there?
Ah!
Oh no.
More
Cards
terrifying
are out of
worms.
order.
No.
Wow, I've got a place sitter then.
Yay.
Archers of quasi archers.
I'm not
That's
gonna...
a 5/2.
Mm-hmm.
Very punchy, and it's defender.
Yeah, I don't know. I
The
don't know
big
what
flappy
that would
come, shoot it down.
do. Mm-hmm.
Like the art for the Naga though. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very nice.
Ooh, I'm sensing an old one.
Nagas are wonderful. There aren't many of them, but the art for them is always fantastic.
Any idea on the symbol?
No. I will need to look that one up.
Remember I said last week that we were going to get back to Threshold at some point?
Yep.
Battlefield Scrounger. Threshold, put 3 cards from your graveyard on the bottom of your library and get +3/+3 until end of turn. Place this ability only once per turn. That's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad.
Yep.
No, can I tell
It's from the Judgment set.
Judgment.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Chrono.
Bloody hell. Yeah, it's worth a whole 16 pence. Woo.
Uh-huh.
What do we know about Battlefield Scrounger?
Well,
it's legal in Legacy, Pauper, and Vintage.
Indeedy. Used in none of those things.
I found a reserve list
that...
cast amongst my whites, but we will get to those at another time.
Ooh, very nice.
I don't know what that means, but it came up on the thing. It was like, you have a reserve list card. I was like, oh, shiny.
Well, reserve... yeah. A classic.
from Journey into Nyx.
Hexproof? Nice. With reach. Also nice.
Yes.
So stick a couple of auras on that.
Mm-hmm.
Pump it up.
Pump it up. Pump it up.
See, for the longest time,
wonder
I
if
thought that hexproof meant that you couldn't cast spells on it either.
No, that's Shroud.
Okay. Shroud.
Yes.
That sounds like a weird term. It's a hammerhead dog.
Mm-hmm.
Shark dog.
Battering Crisis. The fish beast.
The fish beast. It evolves.
Yeah. Evolve is definitely a fun little mechanic.
Yes.
I played a lot of Gatecrash and Dragon's Maze, and that's when Gatecrash had the Simic in it. That's blue-green.
Mhm.
I know we saw some of those cards back in the blue cards that we reviewed. And essentially what you would do is you'd have a bunch of these small creatures with Evolve, and then you would have a handful of bigger creatures that you would ramp into that would pump up your whole board and also give your board interesting effects. A lot of these creatures with Evolve had clauses like whenever you put a +1/+1 counter on this card, draw a card, or something like that. And there are a bunch of cards in the blue-green colors to manipulate +1/+1 counters. So if you ever got like 20 +1/+1 counters on your board and then played a card to move them, you could put them all onto an unblockable creature and then swing in for lethal.
Nice. I've got an
That's
Experiment
fucking
1
bad.
somewhere that sees quite a lot of play in one of my green decks.
Experiment 1 is a damn good card.
Yes! And weirdly, like, when Laura plays with that green deck, she seems to get it in, like, within the first 8 or 9 cards. Every time!
Every damn time.
Every goddamn time! Battlefront cross up. Dino fish do 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 do. Dino fish do 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 do. Dino fish. Battlefront cross up can't be blocked. Nice. By more than one
By
creature.
more than one creature. So this is all into the whole Abzan theme, which was Megamorph. They were the set with the most Megamorph in cons block. They were the clan with the most Megamorph.
Mm-hmm.
So you would see occasional bonuses to your +1/+1 creatures. And this one's a pretty good one.
It looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm seeing an older border.
Legion.
Berserk Lodont. Just don't. Just don't. Merlot, don't. No, too much Merlot. Don't do it.
Imagine how painful it must be to close its own mouth. Look at that giant.
It's handy that it's got that sort of curving back nose, because maybe it'll won't do itself an injury.
Maybe.
Imagine biting your lip if you had teeth like that. Just fuck, too many.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Whenever it becomes blocked, he gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature blocking it.
Very
Worth
nice.
it? Maybe? No.
I mean, Beast Tribal was definitely a thing. I know we've been over Legion. They had Wizard Tribal in blue. And I guess there's pretty heavy Beast Tribal in green. Yeah, there's another green Beast from Legion.
Yeah, I've seen people talking about like merfolk decks and human decks and knight decks, beast decks, and like, I don't think I've ever really had a good enough of anything to really get it going. But maybe it'd be nice one day.
It takes a lot of cards from a set that heavily supports it. Like, like you would have to have a lot of blue Legion cards if you wanted to do Wizard Tribal, or also a bunch of Wizard Tribal has been a theme in a lot of different sets. So has Elves, so has Merfolk. Those are tribes that you can make good tribal-based commander decks and, just thrown together decks as well.
I like some of the black zombie and knight stuff from M20 that I only know from Arena.
Fair.
Another beastie with Morph. 4-1. Very angry.
Great thing about 4-1 is the great thing about Morph is that you can do it at any time.
But wow. Oh, your 3-3 is coming
They
to
don't
get
block
me,
your
is
2/2?
it?
They don't block your 2/2. Oh wait, it's a 4-1 that wasn't blocked.
Now, with Morph and Mega Morph, if you happen to cast an enchantment on a morphed creature, would that still the enchantment still last for when you flipped it? Would that technically go away?
I imagine so, because it's never leaving the battlefield at any point during that. Like, it's not the same as if you flicker something where you exile it for a second and then bring it back. Morph is just turning it face up, so I think it keeps its enchantments.
Brindleball sacrificed to gain 4 life.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of handy, I guess, in the right deck.
It would definitely be like a 22nd, 23rd card in a limited deck where you didn't have options against aggro decks.
Oh, aggro. Aggro. We're back on the beasties.
Mm-hmm.
Brontotherium. That's a lot of limbs. Brontotherium. Yes, join me in Brontotherium, won't you? I think you have to get eaten for that. Provoke. Not something I see very often. When it stacks, you may have target creature defending player controls untap and block it if able. Oh, you attacked with it last time, so you don't think I can defend against it? Well, fuck you.
It's just a way to target and destroy your opponent's good creatures that aren't necessarily... Yeah.
A brown Ulfie.
Oh yes, an oaf.
Oof. Counter target activated ability from an artifact source. Worth it?
Yeah. It's in Mirrodin, it was definitely good.
It hasn't been
definitely
seen any
very
use since then.
I mean, artifact decks have been a staple in so many different blocks, but oafs have always been there to rise against them.
Rise against?
Yeah, oafs are not that common, but whenever they're around, they typically have some very annoying ability. And more often than not, that ability is to screw with artifacts.
Well, that's not good. Rude. Rude, in fact.
Indeed.
Vile oaths. Right. Cartographer. I mean, getting something back from a graveyard? Meh. But a land? Yeah. Maybe if there's been like a board wipe. You're a bit strapped for land. Summon townsfolk. I forgot that summon was a whole thing.
Yep.
What fucking series is this from?
That one
Exodus.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we had some Exodus in what was in the blue cards we looked at. It's not the worst effect, but more often than not, it's a 3-mana 2/2, which is not that great.
No. Not what you want, really. Wait, what? What even are you? Amplify, nice. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For each +1/+1 counter on Canopy Crawler. Was that a whole thing in this series? Lots of +1s, so I guess That'd work.
I mean, that's definitely part of the beast trouble, but I guess amplify was also a thing. I don't know. I really wish I really wish I knew what the hell was going on with legions, but I wasn't playing back then, so I can't really tell you.
Fair enough. Colossodon Yearling. Yearling!
Filler. Move on.
What is in that thing's face? Where is its face?
Wish I could tell you.
It's an ant. It's another ant.
No, this one's an elemental.
It's an ant. It's got a Strider. It's a walking tree. It's
Indeed.
pretty.
It's pretty.
Fucking shit
I
up.
imagine that as soon as you're able to get it some form of evasion, it's pretty good, but if you don't have that, it's very vulnerable.
Just pack enchantments on it. Pack auras on it.
Well, that set came out shortly after Theros, so there were enchantments to be had.
What a crashing ball. Attacks defending player, chooses an untapped creature they control. That creature blocks crashing balls this turn if able.
It was a good way to remove some of your opponent's pesky wizards that
Building
they
a wall,
weren't
are you?
blocking with.
Building a wall, are you? Well, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Croconora.
Mm-hmm. Another one of those evolve cards I was talking about. This one was relatively useful since it had reach and a toughness of 3, could typically evolve a few of your creatures.
Excellent. Lots of that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Deadly Recluse. A brown recluse.
I have a lot of these cards. I think it was both an M13 and M14.
I do like their reprints.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to get some reach in. It's cheap as well.
Reach and Death Touch is a very good combination.
Fuck them up. Fuck them all up.
Mm-hmm.
Destructor Dragon. Again, nice art. When it dies, destroy target non-creature permanent.
Oh. So at the very least, you're destroying a land.
Is that what you go for there? I suppose it depends where you are in the game.
Like, honestly, that's unless your opponent is playing enchantments or artifacts, it's the only thing that's gonna be targetable. So, oh wait, no, that thing can destroy planeswalkers. That's useful.
Nice. Did we even have planeswalkers back then? Ooh, Kamigawa.
Yes, they had planeswalkers for quite some time.
Dripping Tongue Zubera.
I have this card.
That's quite a thing.
Got that nice tongue game.
Yeah, it's got the good tongue game. But it feels more like green-black than just green. Just
True,
something about its
very
vibe
true.
generally.
Are those termites crawling all over it?
Like wisps and just root skeleton
Let's
stuff.
see. Mm-hmm.
Dwynen's Exile. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. We're very posh elves, you know. Very, very fancy elves.
Indeed.
Yes. You know, welcome to our woodland. When we enter the battlefield, if you control another elf, put a 1/1 green elf warrior token on the battlefield.
That
Okay.
is a very good card if you have things that care about elves.
We're proliferating to fuck. I've got 2 of those.
Ooh.
Oh heck, it's
Really
got a
common,
white border.
That's really cool.
8th edition.
Da-da.
Elvish Scrapper.
I have this card. Very nice card, I guess.
Mhm.
Sometimes.
Destroy an artifact, or it's just a 1/1. Good for early game, good for late game.
Mm-hmm.
Elvish
And also just a
Visionary.
thing to cram into an elf commander deck. Same with Elvish Visionary.
More elves, more. Draw a card. Always draw a card, please. More cards. Fine green Anna.
I've got one of these.
I apparently have a few
Just
of those. 2, 3,
4 for 5. Hunter,
4,
beast with
5.
trample.
Fucking hell. 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got so many of these cards.
I used to have like a ton of them, but then I lost a fair few in the event in which I lost the majority of my first Magic collection, which I will not go into.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But anyway,
I've got some if you need some.
No, I've still got a place that's worth, but I used to have like 9.
Apparently they were very, very common.
Mm-hmm.
Feral Deceiver!
I've got this card. I like this card.
I'm liking all the masks and the weird eye.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the top card of your library. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, Feral Deceiver gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Places ability only once each turn. Handy. I mean, yeah. It's a risk you take.
Mm-hmm.
Fierce Empath. I feel you. I feel you, Fierce Empath friend. Comes into play, search your library for a creature with CMC of 6 or more, reveal it, and pop it in your hand, then shuffle it. This feels like it'd be good in a commander deck.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And this is back from, what was it? Scourge.
Yeah.
And it's been reprinted in a lot of, in a couple commander deck sets, actually, and a few, it's been in a few weird sets. But, this is the only standard legal set that it was ever printed in. It's a damn good card.
Yeah, I can see a use for that.
Mm-hmm.
Even I can see a... Oh, it's a rare. It's a Foe Razor Regent.
Oh.
It's a Trinoceros Moose Triceratops?
Dragon.
A Moose Teratops? With possibly
Triceratops
wings?
dragon.
It's a dragon. When it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Nice! Whenever a creature you control fights, put 2+1/+1 counters on it at the end of the beginning of the next end step. Fucking hell!
So yeah, this is a 7-mana 6/7 with flying that pumps your creatures whenever they fight. That's pretty nasty.
Yeah, I can see a good use for
Tarkir
that.
block. Green and Tarkir block had a lot of fight effects.
I don't know why I haven't used that in anything, because it feels damn good.
Yeah.
I might have to consider
Fight
that.
is pretty much considered fight is considered one of the most it's essentially green's form of removal.
Okay. Frontier Mastodon. It's a cool Mastodon wearing an eye patch, so you know it's cool.
Absolutely.
It's ferocious. Enters with a +1/+1 counter on it if you control a creature with power 4 or greater.
So yeah, a 3-mana 4/3 is nothing to sneeze at.
No matter how well I might be. A giant spid.
The classic. Ooh, I love that art for it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been printed multiple times with multiple arts, but that's a good, nice art for it.
I have one of the giant spiders from, what is it, Remastered or whatever.
Glade Cover Scout. Covered in room spray. Hexproof, 1/1. Nice early game. A 1/1 for 1 with hexproof, early game.
Oh yeah, no, this is actually one of the... it's a card that uses the basis for Bogulus Bogles. That is a deck archetype for Pioneer these days, because Bogles is a heavily played deck archetype in Modern. Essentially, a Bogle is a 1/1 with hexproof that you can pay for with either a green or a blue.
Okay.
This one is essentially the same, except you can only pay for it with green. But anyways, having a 1-mana 1/1 with hexproof is insanely good if you build a deck around it that is nothing but enchantments and equipment.
The fact that it was common, even nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like. Looking at these again properly, in a more slow, rather than going through and going, that's cool, that's got a nice art. I might have to reconsider. Wait. Oh, it's a defender. Okay, I was going to say a 3/3 for 2. That's pretty decent.
Well, for 1 green mana and the right board setup, you can attack as if it didn't have defender.
I guess.
I mean, it's not a bad card.
That's not the worst, I guess. Golden High Docks. Sounds like a chemical cleaner. Trouble with your bathroom? Try some Golden High Docks. It's the Sillet Bang of Magic the Gathering. Constellation. Ooh. Wait, is this original Theros?
That's Journey into Nyx, yeah.
Oh, Nyx. That block, though, isn't it? Is it the same block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know things! Always handy. Target creature must block this turn if able. It's expensive, but still. Ooh. Golden Hind, texture like sun, lays me down with my machine gun.
Alrighty then.
It's 2/1 for 2, and you can also use it as a mana source.
1 mana 1/1s that tap for green are always going to be better than something like this, but in a pinch.
I don't know if I've got any of those, but yeah, I guess.
Not a bad little mana dork.
Mana dork. Inside Watcher, hello. I'm very, very handsome. Hi.
Indeed.
I lurk behind a tree. Got a big stick. I can unlock the gate for you. Don't even know what that
I'm going
means.
to pass on that. Gates are lands.
Non-basic lands.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzlies! This has been
Indeed,
around for
indeedy.
fucking ever. They've been reprinted for
Exactly,
fucking
ever
ever.
since Alpha. The 2-mana 2/2 standard. Not that good anymore.
Sliver!
Nice.
5/5/7.
Of course, that 2014 did have many slivers.
At least 3 of them in my deck. Yeah.
And this
All
was not a
slivers
bad
have
one.
trample. Yep. Give them all trample. Nice. Guardian Shield Bearer. That's a very fancy hat you have there, friend. And either some magic or some kind of weird shield. Don't know what's
Why not?
going on there with you, but it looks cool.
So this one turns face up for a +1/+1 counter on itself and something else, which is handy in case you weren't able to megamorph another one of your creatures.
I guess, yeah, I guess that could be good and handy.
Contextually good.
Gaia Sage. There's that evolve again.
Gyre Sage is an amazing card. I have a couple, and they do amazing in my commander decks.
Ooh, put a +1/+1 counter and add mana.
Yeah, it's a really good card.
One day I'll make a commander deck.
I would love to watch you make a commander deck.
I've also been thinking it might be quite nice to make a cube one day.
Mhm.
Like, if I can find 380 odd good cards. Hey,
360.
Chicky. 360. Okay.
No scope, obviously.
Dab. 360 dab scope. Oh, that's a reference no one else will get.
Mm-hmm.
Aww. A Highland game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like caber tossing and shit. Not a
Yeah.
weird moose.
Mm-hmm.
Moose.
Elk. I'll have you know.
Apologies. Aren't they the same thing?
I'll see. And no, as someone who has seen both, I'd much rather hunt an elk.
Hunt neither.
I do hunt neither.
Good.
But that's not a terrible card, as it both trades for a decent creature half the time and gives you life when you do.
Humbler of mortals. I'm seeing all the good Nixie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
More Constellation. Trample till end of turn.
That's not bad.
What about for 6?
In a Constellation deck, that will typically be something that ends the game rather quickly.
I've got 3 of them.
Very nice.
Might have to do something with that. Whomst can say, back to the old borders, back to the old colouring, the old ink.
Back to Legion.
A 4/7 for 7. Cycling. I suppose if it comes up really early, you might want to cycle it.
Yeah, this is something that I guess you want to hit off the top of your deck in like turn 8 or 9. But even then, it's not great.
Less than ideal.
Yeah, tricky. Moose are terrifying in person.
Turned on that optic camo. Vanishing moose.
Mm-hmm.
Kashi Tribe Warriors. Snake Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
You say Snake
It
Warriors, they
was.
look kind of simian.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do like the, I'm trying to think which, with the little paws. Is it chameleon?
Yes, I think.
With the little mittens.
Mm-hmm.
They have little mitten toes. 2/4 for 5. When it does combat damage to a creature, tap that creature. It doesn't untap your controller's next step.
That is a very weird ability for a green creature. That's something that we see on a lot of blue creatures and blue cards in general.
Yeah. Yes. Ah, Cruel Warriors.
The Kroll.
So cruel. And I love that +3/+3 ability.
It's nice.
I've got, I think, maybe 1 or 2 of these in my green deck. That also has 4 Journey of Discoveries in it.
Okay.
So you can get like a lot of land out super early and start pumping Cruel Warriors and such.
Yeah. I have like a bajillion Kroll Warriors, so.
They're good.
Mm-hmm.
Crozian Drover.
Oh, I have one of these cards, or had. I don't know if it survived the great culling of my early collection. But it's really good.
Another one that might be good in a commander deck, maybe?
If you've got one that's based around big creatures, then yes. Yeah.
Maybe going through all this lot, we will eventually find a combo that works.
Green, you can always just throw together the best creatures you have.
There's plenty of those. Crozian Voreen. It's a cat beast.
Cat Beast.
Provoke.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be blocked by more than one creature.
Yeah. So the only thing that blocks it is the thing you choose. It takes down the prey it wants to.
Fuck 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
Leaf Collider.
Mm-hmm.
Another 2-1 for 2 with manneriness. I'm seeing some Clanner Wall. And yeah, I'm going to keep saying it in a slightly Welsh manner. When it is the battlefield, scry 2, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it in your hand. Nice.
So yeah, 4 mana for a 2/2 that draws a creature, and yeah, that's good. You'll likely
as long as it does draw the
most of
creature.
time. Yeah, but it's more likely than not if you've put this card in a deck.
Yeah, yes.
And if you have ways to bounce it, or if you have ways to like get the effect multiple times, then it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Which there's a lot of nowadays.
Piggies! Or doggos? Hound archers.
Those are doggos.
It was the sort of snoot on this one that made me was like, is maybe piggy? But no, maybe. I see his hound. Outlast. There's a rule I don't see very often.
Yeah.
Not very popular.
Come up a few times, but it's okay. It's not the worst thing, especially if you only need to do it once or twice to get the payoff from cards like this, where creatures you control +1/+1 counters gain reach. Yeah, this is a nice little card.
And keep pumping it full of 1/1s.
Although, as I said, you'd likely just do it the once because you also need to tap it down, and you can only do it at sorcery speed.
Target region blocks Matsu Tribe Decoy, if able. What even is that?
I think it's just a snake wrapped around a training dummy or something.
Very strong.
I guess all the snake creatures from this block had that freezing ability, but I don't know. We've already seen one before.
Yeah. They liked it. Oh, I'm seeing a behemoth.
Ooh. I was right.
Did you know exactly which behemoth it was going to be?
No. Back in our blue video, I had guessed which ability the green version of this cycle gave trample.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fairly reasonable guess for green.
Yes, but I couldn't remember. But I feel vindicated in knowing that it was indeed right.
So what, vigilance for white, if such a thing existed?
Yes, but that's what I guessed. I haven't checked yet.
Are we going to be seeing these reappearing in April? Or something like this?
Which?
Well, we're getting a whole behemoths set. Or what's it called?
I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to what it is. It's an entirely new plane, which means anything could happen.
I did
and
not
tricky, you can probably make a B deck. I'm gonna look up Queen of Wands. I think it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's Hornet Queen, which is a very, very well-known card. Which it's a hornet, not a bee, but when it enters the battlefield, she makes 4/1/1 green insect tokens with flying and death touch, and she herself is a 2/2 with flying and death touch. She makes all the bees. She's just summoned swarm of killer bees.
Bees.
Bulls!
Gigantic Sliver. It's a 3/3 for 6, but Slivers get +3/+3.
I think I have this card.
Does that include this one?
Yes.
So it comes in as a 6/6, and
Yes.
it'll always be a 6/6.
It's a 6-mana 6/6 that pumps all your other slivers +3/+3. It's a damn good card.
We need more Slivers so that I can make a Slivers deck.
There have already been too many. You just need to go out and get the ones you want.
5/5/6 with Trample. Nice. I like the art. It's
Me too.
kind of mildly disturbing.
Yes. A lot of the Kamigawa art was wonderfully disturbing.
I like wonderfully disturbing. That's my favourite. Nassian Game On. Enters the battlefield. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of forests you control. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your libra in any order.
This is a much better version of the card we looked at earlier, the 4-mana 2/2. Yeah, this one, you'll likely be looking at 3, 4, maybe even more cards and searching out the best creature.
Best one.
Plus, even if you miss, 5-mana 4/5 is not a terrible baseline.
Right. Obsessive Skinner.
Kinky.
When Obsessive Skinner enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it. On target creature. Delirium. Again. Another rule I don't see much. Beginning of your opponent's upkeep, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, put +1/+1 counter on target creature. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Delirium, so when you say I don't see this ability or text often, it's because those are, I can't remember the exact keyword for it, but they refer to terms that are limited to specific sets. Delirium, I think, is only in Shadows over Innistrad and a few other sets that were based around it.
I didn't even know I owned any Innistrad cards.
Oh, this one's Shadows over Innistrad.
So what year was that?
That one is 2015, I think.
Okay. So surprisingly recent.
Oh, no, 2016. Yeah, 2016, 2015.
I don't remember buying them. Occult Triads! It's 2/3/3. Chance of getting +1/+1 till end of turn. Nice art though. Like the idea of living in the woods covered in moss. I could pull that off. Ooh, hello. It's an Orb Weaver.
Ah, yes.
Where's the rat going on my knee?
Got one of these.
Orb Weaver Kuma may block as though it had flying. So it's got reach, right? Reach existed at this point.
No, it didn't.
Didn't it? What?
I don't think so.
Okay. Whenever you play a spirit or arcane spell, aware, Orb Weaver Kuma gains Forest Walk until end. Forest Walk! Aww.
Good night, Tricky.
Night,
Sleep
Tricky.
well.
Thanks for coming. Orchard Spirit. I missed the apples. Can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. Well, it was there in Origins.
Origins was much later than Kamigawa. About a decade later than Kamigawa.
I'm very old. Patron of the Wild. Turn 1 to turn first.
I will say nothing.
Face up, it gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So, more useful as a morph, and then briefly useful, and then fodder. Maybe. Wow. Penumbra's Cavu?
You get a little bit for me.
Cavu.
Kabu, kabu, kabu.
Cabo. Trying to get
Cabo.
good.
Mhm.
Oh.
2 3 3s for 5 isn't terrible.
Yeah. Black creatures. What is going on?
Is something happening with your internet, or is something happening with my internet? Because you keep
I
breaking up on
can't
me.
tell. We would kind of have to, let's see, dropped frames. I'm getting no dropped frames, so I couldn't tell you. Fuck. Camera, focus, damn it.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, things seem to be back in order.
Okay, got it back. So,
Yeah.
Apocalypse. Again, don't remember having any of these cards. Couldn't tell you where they came from. Or what. Oh. I've lost the cow. Meow. Oh.
I'm back, don't worry.
Meow. Hi.
It's my Wi-Fi that's having issues, so we're gonna turn off the Wi-Fi.
It's the Centaur for Disease Control. And by control, I mean death touch.
Uh-huh.
Like a bit of death touch?
Creature deals combat damage. Huh. Interesting.
Not bad for
I've never
for
seen
full.
Not at all, and I've never seen the renowned keyword before. But that's really neat.
I feel like it's come out at some point, but perhaps I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Ferris band Thunderhoof. Heroic.
AKA busted.
But busted is good.
Indeed.
When you cast a spell that targets it, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. It's gonna blow up pretty fucking quickly. How many of those have I got? 2? They're going in something. Ooh! I've got
Very
an
nice.
8/8.
Ooh.
You ready for an 8/8? It's probably good for devotion. I'm gonna
The
plated
slagworm.
slagworm.
An 8/8 with hexproof. That's really good.
Yeah, an 8/8 for 7 with hexproof.
Yes. Back from Mirrodin. Back from old busted Mirrodin.
Mirrodin
Even the
was beautiful.
non-artifact shit was completely busted.
Good for devotion as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is there much green devotion stuff? I don't think I've ever heard of a green devotion deck.
No. Support for it was never really the most... It wasn't the biggest supported devotion.
Rude.
Mm-hmm.
Lavinus Rukota. It's a big doggy. Big angry doggo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 2/4 for 4. It's monstrosity.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 +1/+1 counters on it for 7.
Yep. No, yeah. Monstrosity was kind of an okay mechanic. It was better when you had creatures that actively did things when they became monstrous. Like Hythonia the Cruel is a really fun Gorgon I have. When she becomes monstrous, she kills all non-Gorgons.
Nice.
Exactly.
Weaver.
Renowned Weaver.
Renowned. Put a 1/3 spider enchantment creature token with reach on the battlefield. I mean, that could get good if
Got
you
that
keep
nice
chucking those out.
constellation trigger.
Although sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah, so something you could do if you get this late game is just player
and then whenever your opponent attacks with something big, you just block with it, and then before
Sacrifice.
damage is done, sack it. Get that circus
Ooh.
value.
We actually saw this last time because I definitely managed to bring it out quickly.
Yes.
It's the Rootwalla.
Voila.
Hey Rootwalla, how's it going?
Let's see what the oldest version of Rootwalla came from. Let's see. It seems that its first printing was in either 9th edition or Tempest. I can't remember which one was earlier. Okay, yeah, Tempest is definitely the oldest, I think.
Oh, definitely wear that corset / dress.
Mm-hmm. That's
Also,
fair.
love the hair. Love the hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have liked with the green hair if it was basically just a big fluff of moss. Forest walk.
Indeed.
I mean, it's situational, but
Indeed.
especially if you can make everyone's things forests as well as everything else. A rust scarab.
Mm-hmm.
Destroy target artifact or enchantment depending player controls.
This card was a lot more relevant in the standard of its day after Theros came out shortly afterwards.
Behold nature's answers to the problem of society.
Mm-hmm.
Please, friend, come to us now in our hour of need. Back
Exactly.
Kawagawa. Oh, I like this art. It's quite adorable.
Oh, this one is a very, very, very big staple of some pretty certain formats.
So sacrifice set your library for a basic land, put that card in play tap, then shuffle your Libra.
I believe its nickname is Steve.
Steve.
I could
So
be
we got
wrong.
Steve and Gary. Are there any others I should know about?
I'll remember them when I see the cards.
Sandstep Mastodon. It's got many horns, tusks. It's so tusky. When Mastodon enters the battlefield, bolster 5. Choose a creature with the least power and toughness and put 5+1/+1 counters on it. Oh shit.
Yeah, so you're getting 10/10 worth of stats, 5 of it with reach.
For 7.
Mm-hmm. Nothing to sneeze at,
No, indeed.
as I've said before.
Back on the sound step. This time a scavenger.
Gotta love them Absan folk. Trying as hard as they can.
5. 2/2 for 5. Bolster 2. Still not. I mean, maybe. Still not really feeling that one. Ceruli Gatekeepers. 2/4 for 4. Enters the battlefield. If you control 2 or more gates, you gain 7 fucking life.
Yeah, again, I mentioned the Gatekeeper's cycle with the last one. Drawing a card is, in my opinion, a bit better than gaining 7 life.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Again, there's 7 of these.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god?
Oh my god, there's 7 things. Scab Clan Georgia. Blood Rush. Discard Scab Clan Charger. Target attacking creature gets 2/4. So you play it as an instant?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Gruul, that's green-red, in the Gate Crash set was all about Blood Rush. It was essentially the most aggro you could find, because even its big creatures just count as pump spells for your small creatures.
Yikes.
They're definitely a win by turn 5 or lose kind of strategy.
That's no fun.
No, but it was an interesting mechanic. It was definitely very flavorful.
Seaborn Muse. Untap
Wow.
all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. I like this card.
It is a very good card. It is a card I see referenced in a lot of weird format deck techs like Commander and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That is that untap all permanents includes your lands. So, yeah.
Good for the multiplayers.
Mm-hmm.
Although I've never played them with more than one, so more than two rather. Segmented Crotic. Necrotic. Some Megamorphits. I've got A +1/+1. Yeah.
For when a 6 mana 6/5 isn't enough, a 7 mana 7/6 will have to suffice.
It's nice artwork though.
It is.
Also, is that the thing we saw pulling the house along earlier?
I don't know.
Dead in front of it. Oh! Another Spiddy. Sky Snare Spider. Vigilance and Reach, and it's a 6/6 for 6.
That is not bad at all.
Right? Mm-hmm. Hot green creatures in your area. Slith Predator. It's a 1/1 for 2 with trample. And you can put +1/+1 counters on it. Nice for the early game.
Yeah, if you can attack before they have defenders in play, then even when they do have defenders in play, there's not much they'll be able to do about it.
Right. Legendary creature. Sasuke, son of Shishiro. Other states you control get +1/+0. Whenever a warrior you control deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature at the end of combat. So, Death Touch?
Yeah.
Nice. Was there no Death Touch in Kamigawa?
I don't know.
It's weird to think all these rules that feel like they've been around for a while. Spire Trace can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. Nice. Cheap. Early game.
Evasive.
Spore Mount!
Oh yes, I'm familiar with the Spore Mount.
Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 Saproling creature token onto the battlefield. And it's 3/3 for 5.
It's good. A 1/1 whenever you play a land is not bad.
I've got a couple of these. I think the other one's in that green deck.
If you can get like 2 of them out on the field at once, then you get 2 Saprolings every time you play a land.
Fuck you. The Elks are back. They're formidable. Whenever a stampeding elk herd attacks, if a creature you control has a total power of 8 or greater, target
all creatures you control.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
It's cumulative, so you only need to have another creature with 3 power.
Fancy. Gain trample until end of turn. Nice.
It is not bad at all.
Oh.
As I find myself saying very frequently.
Whatever happened to banding?
Fuck banding, no one understood it. That's what happened to banding.
Fair enough. I remember banding being a thing for a while. Stonewood Invoker gets +5/+5 until end of turn.
I mean, if you have to run a bear.
I guess. 8 mana though, it's a lot.
It is. Not something I think you'll be doing very often.
No. Sylvan Messenger. It's a 2/2 for 4. When it comes into play, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all the elf cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library. Fuck!
Yeah, this is one of the best, like, elf payoffs that you could use to get more elves.
Nice for an elf deck.
It is. You only get effects like that in goblin decks, typically.
Oh,
like
goblins.
Goblin Ringleader has a similar effect. There's been others throughout history.
I'm seeing another chonker.
Ooh.
Sylvan Primordial.
the primordial set in Gatecrash was not too shabby.
What the fuck is an avatar? Aren't planeswalkers enough for you people?
What?
What?
Never
It's sort
mind.
of an... I got into a whole thing the other day about how, like, Magic has always favoured you, the player, as a planeswalker, but also now planeswalkers exist. So,
Yes.
do things that target planeswalkers target you, the player? No, they don't.
Sometimes a lot of them do.
Really? Because I checked the rules the other day and it said no. So,
Well, you can't substitute the text, but a lot of cards that say to target planeswalker will also say to target player as well.
this one just said planeswalker, so I think we got away with that. Okay. Reach. When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, destroy target non-creature permanent that player controls. Each permanent destroyed this way, search your library for a forest card and put the card onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. Good in Commander? Or good in, like,
Definitely.
4-player games?
Yeah. Any kind of multiplayer format, and even in 2 players, it's not the worst card ever. Oh, I've got one of these.
Silvok Explorer. It's
Not
one
a
of
bad
2.
card.
Add to your mana pool 1 mana of any colour that a land of an opponent could produce.
Yeah.
Good for generic. Or if you happen to be running the same colours, good for that too. Or if you happen to have stolen one of their creatures and need to activate an ability, good for that. Protection from artifacts. Tell Gilad archers may block as though they had flying.
So it has reach.
Reach.
Because Mirrodin is before Kamigawa. And even in Kamigawa, reach wasn't a term yet.
Play set.
Very nice. Yeah, it's a good card. There are some pesky flying artifacts in Mirrodin. That could help deal with those.
The Chosen. Protection from artifacts. Apparently, didn't like artifacts back then.
Which unfortunately means you couldn't equip it with artifacts, but whatever.
More challenges in. Regenerate. Aww. Not seen that for a while.
Yep.
Wow. I feel like it's been a while since we last had anything with regenerate on it.
Yes. It was deliberately made into a thing that is less common now.
3, 2, 5 with regenerate. Not impressed.
It's not bad.
Timur War Shaman. When it enters the battlefield, manifest the top card of your library. Whenever opponent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. So if it doesn't have a mana cost, like it's a land or something, does it just have to stay there?
Can I see the text again quickly? Let's see. Well, you can only flip it up if it's a creature card.
So it's stuck as a 2/2.
Yes. There are worse things that can happen to your lands.
Yeah, thrashing Moss Dog, apparently. What the fuck is that? That's the thing, it's a plant hound. Sure. 3/3 for 4 with reach and scavenge. Exile from your graveyard, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to this card's power on target creature.
Yeah, scavenge was a fun little mechanic from Return to Ravnica.
Will we see it again?
Well, they always make sure that when we go back to Ravnica, all the guilds have different mechanics from before.
Oh heck.
So
Trolls
we'll likely never see scavenge again.
Ooh. Trolls have told you, lad. They're doing something with the water. The secret of this world weighs upon us, and we have been shaped by time and duty to bear it. Alright, calm down.
The Mirrodin trolls are okay.
Play set.
Very nice.
Tusculosodon. 6/5 for 6. Alright.
Yep.
Ooh, I like the look of this one. Tyrannax.
Oh, I have one of those.
It's 5/4 for 6. He gets -1/+1 until end of turn.
It's really
Alright,
good.
alright in a pinch, I guess. I'm gonna get one thing. No. No, they were not. I like the artwork.
It is good. I had a couple of those in my deck with the thing that lowered the cost of 6+ or more creatures.
Oh, heck. Undercity Troll. It's 2/2 for 2. It can be regenerated. So still hanging around in Origins. Renown 1. When it does combat damage. If it isn't renowned. I mean, I like the idea of renown, but I want it to just keep happening. I suppose that could get OP quickly. I suppose that's heroic at that point, right?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah. So that I guess that would be their answer to OP as fuck correct cards.
Well, I mean, in the same set that's featured heroic, Theros, there was also Monstrosity, and that was a one-off effect.
Yeah. Vastwood Gorger. It's got the eyes of a spider in the face of a predator and the tongue of an alien. A 5/6 for 6. I mean, fuck the rest of it. That's an amazing piece of artwork.
Yeah.
I've watched all of the horror films, and I'm going to put all of it in together.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is quite adorable. A Vine Cami. Can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Soul Shift? What the fuck?
Yes, this was one of the weirder elements of Kamigawa block, but it was actually quite a fun one if you built a deck around it. It was very heavily featured in green in this set. You could essentially get spirits back from your graveyard.
Nice. Back on the white borders. Vinethos. It's a ball. And a source of mana. But if you use it as a source of mana, it's not a very good wall.
I mean, it's a wall that you can use to get mana in your opponent's end step, I guess.
Radiant Scout.
Yes, this is one of my least favorite elves. One of my least favorite cards from Mirrodin block because it is not good.
No, it's not good at all. Radiant Shaman. I thought that was Lillian for a second there. On the wrong colour.
This is a much better elf from Mirrodin.
When it comes into play, destroy target artifact. Nice. Ooh. A worm. An M14 worm.
Voracious.
When it enters the battlefield with X on 1 counters, where X is the amount of life you've gained this turn.
That could be quite the good card.
Some large green crushing creatures that you've shoved a bit of lifelink on. And then just... Bing! Oh no, I have 36 life. And you have
2
nothing.
mana 7/7.
Destroy them. Whisper of the Wilds. Ferocious again. A 0/2 for 0/2 for 2. Tap. Add 2 green mana. But only if you control something with power 4 or greater. Sure. I love the artwork. I'm not sure about the card itself. And apparently, once again, place that. Last card. Woodborne Behemoth. As long as you control 8 or more lands, Woodborne Behemoth gets a +4/+4 and has trample. Well, shit. That's a lot. I think I've lost Cal again. Oh shit. Well. 2 colours down. Oh no, shit. That is not 2 colours down. That's the creatures down. Shit. I do like my green. I hadn't considered that we hadn't actually seen any of the spells yet, but there we go. How's that chat doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. We're looking at some very old cards. Frighteningly old cards. Accelerated Mutation. 5 CMC. Target creatures gets +6/+6, where X is the highest CMC among opponents you control.
Okay. I got a call, declined it. They called me back, so I thought, okay, this was important.
Oh heck, we've started the spells.
Hold on a second. My Bluetooth is acting up now.
Bluetooth.
That's much better. Hello, I am back.
Once again, with your behaviour.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Accelerated Mutation. It's mutaty and fast.
Seems to go back to some of the themes that we saw last week.
Aerial volley.
I mean, 3 damage for 1 mana against flying creatures is not bad, especially at instant speed.
But how about a playset?
Ooh.
Awaken the Bear. +3/+3 till end of turn. And trample.
That sounds like a lesser fun thing that I think of whenever I hear about Awaking the Bear.
Oh my. Battle Growth. You will turn into, like, Vega, I guess. Big claws. With the weird predator dreadlocks. +1/+1 counter on target creature. Place that.
I mean, there are much better things you can do for 1 mana.
Right.
And a card.
I'd go Giant Growth, I think. Become Immense.
Alrighty then.
Each card you exile from your graveyard. While casting this, plays for 1 generic, and it's +6/+6 until end of turn.
Yeah, one of the least good Delve cards, but I mean, like I said last week, when you look at a Delve card, think of it instead as a card with 4 less casting cost at least.
Future Fishy upset with Blacksmith and Stardew Valley because can't process geodes while waiting for tools to be upgraded. That is kind of shit. Blood Scent. All creatures able to block target creature this turn to do so. I mean, that's one way of distracting everyone onto a weenie while your big shit gets through.
Exactly. That can definitely be a way to end the game.
Destroy target non-creature permanent.
Yeah, for 4 mana, it's not great, but at the very least, you'll always have a target.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Burst of Strength. +1/+1 counter on target creature and up and tap it. I mean, it's a permanent +1/+1.
It is, and it's a way to suddenly block an opponent's creature out of nowhere. And it was in a format where +1/+1 counters could unlock special abilities out of nowhere.
Bolster 3. Yeah. Bolster 3 for 3. Maha +1/+1. Maha. Creepy mold. It's all moldy.
Indeed.
Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. Fuck you and your land. And I have alternate art as well.
A different set.
A different set. Weirdly, I have a playset of that set, but only one of the other. Apparently, I was very into Mirrodin. Door's Reflection.
Mirrodin too.
Whenever an enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 2 mana of any combination of coloured mana to their pool. Nice. I've got 2 of those. I might have to find a good use for that. Deconstruct. Destroy target artifacts, then add 3 mana to your pool. So it pays for itself.
Indeed. It was a very good card. I have a few copies.
Was this before or after Mana Burn was removed?
That is a good question. I do not remember when Mana Burn was removed.
Because I feel like that could have been a double-edged sword.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Desecration Plane. Destroy target enchantment or land. Apparently, they wanted to fuck up people's land back then. Like the artwork.
It was removed in 6th edition.
Wow. What year was that?
Yeah. Hold
Still
on.
90s, right?
This is from around 2009, 2010. Wow.
Add scale boon. 2+1/+1 counters and on tap. So, just an upscaled version of what we saw previously. Sure.
Yes. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. This is back in 2010 when it was removed, so it was still a thing back in Mirrodin. Hi, Crimmy!
Hi, Crimmy. How you doing? Thanks for coming on. We very much appreciate it. Elven Palisade. Sacrifice forest. Target attacking creature gets -3, -0 until end of turn. I mean, you'd have to be pretty fucking desperate, right?
I guess. Or just have too many lands.
Yeah.
Too many lands.
Too many lands. Wow. Enlarge. +7/+7 and gains trample until end of turn and must be blocked if able.
I have a few enlarges, and they're okay.
It's a big
If you
kitty friend.
If you put it on the Death Touch creature, it is very good. Because 7/7, +7/+7 trample and Death Touch, and must be blocked by everything means it will destroy your opponent's entire board and will likely do some damage in the meantime. And might even survive.
Nice. Ooh, Crimmy had a meatball sandwich. Nice. I still want to go and try the vegan meatball subs at Subway. Target creature you control gets +1/+2 until end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control.
Yep.
I really liked was it Rabid Bite from Arena
Yes.
that I saw recently? I'd never encountered that card before, and I rather like it. Feast of Worms!
It's a bit of a staple.
It's good, I like it. It's like, I feel like I haven't ever collected any of the core sets, and I feel like it'd be really good to just get, like, most of a core set, just so I can go, I've got some really good staple stuff to put in any fucking deck.
Yeah. I mean, all the core sets are kind of different, but in terms of some of their overall flavor and stuff. But a lot of them are good. A lot of them are good sets, despite being, like, kind of ignored compared to other sets, simply because, you know, it's a core set. There isn't any particular plain theme or anything. There's no storyline. But
Reprint Chain Lightning.
oh my god. But yeah, M20 was a really good core set. I enjoyed it immensely.
Feast of Worms! They don't get
Mhm.
meatballs. Destroy target land. If that land is legendary, its controller sacrifices another land. Legendary lands?
Yes, there are quite a few. This card is definitely a card that is pretty important in things like I think Highlander, Canadian Highlander, and like I think there are some other formats.
Is Canadian Highlander different to EDH?
Yes, it's 100 card singleton, but there isn't any kind of commander,
Okay.
and it has this weird point-based system. Oh my god, Future Fishy, you are so right. I actually just started listening to the Magnus Archives for the first time last week.
I have not, but I keep hearing about it, so I probably should.
It is very good.
This feels pretty good. +4/+4 till end of turn. And get to scry 2 for 3.
There are definitely worse pump spells out there. This one is not bad.
I only have one, sadly. It feels like more of those would be handy.
Mm-hmm.
Fog!
An oldie and a baddie.
I need everyone to just calm the fuck down for one round.
It's not a good card. But
It feels like it
it's been
should be
printed
more
a lot.
useful than it is.
Indeed.
Font of fertility.
Mood.
Most of these things, I look at them and it's just like, why didn't you just put a fucking land in your deck?
Because it helps you search for specific lands, and
I guess.
And this is an enchantment in the Theros block, and it also allows you to thin out your deck some, which is actually important. It makes it so that you're not having to run extra lands. You're able to sacrifice it and pull a land out of your deck, so there are fewer cards in your deck that are lands remaining. It's math-wise, it can be worth it to run cards like this, essentially.
I will take your word for it.
It's
But
why
not
it's
for
worth
those.
running. It's also why it's worth running things like Fabled Passage and Evolving Wilds in decks.
Formless Nurturing. Manifest the top card of your library, then put +1/+1 counter on it.
So it's a 3/3 mystery thing.
3/3 mystery thing. 3/3/4 mystery thing. Yay! Hold up.
Ah, yes, the classic.
More big kitties.
Right.
So that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Like, I've only got one of those. And it feels like something that everyone should have a playset of. Heartbeat of Spring. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds one mana type of that type to their mana pool.
So it doubles the mana that you get for tapping lands.
But it's for
That's
everybody.
nice. Yeah. Typically, though, if you're playing green, you can gain a lot from that compared to most other colors. Green tends to have a lot more big boys.
Yeah, and I suppose it'd help you. What was the mana on that? So it's only 3. So yeah, I guess you could start crashing the shit out of things pretty damn quickly. Haunting of Life's Web. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 colored spirit creature token into play for each shrine you control.
Interesting. I think there was a cycle of different shrines in Kamigawa, though I'm not too familiar with the cycle. But a creature for each one you have? There are worse things. Much worse things.
I suppose it could add up. Hunt the weak.
Yes. This card's been reprinted quite a lot.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
It's good. It's good removal.
Oh, I have alternate art. Incremental growth.
Interesting.
+1/+1 counter on target creature, 2 on another creature, and 3 on another creature. Not bad for 5.
Not bad at all.
And the opponent ones too. Ah. 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 Ah.
Are you going to be alright there, Jay?
Ah, I love Journey of Discovery. Choose one, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, then reveal them in your hand. And you can play an additional, up to an additional 2, yeah. Then shuffle your library, or play an additional 2 lands this turn, or entwine and play both.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad card at all.
Especially when you've got a full play set in a mono green deck.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have 2 full play sets. The other full play set is in my mono green deck.
Oh my god.
I had to specifically design a mono red aggro deck just to counter it. So that's it. I'm tired of beating with my own green deck, because that was the only one Laura would play when she was learning.
Sure. I mean,
I
green
have
is
to
simple.
pick one.
Green is simple. You play the extra land, you play the big things, and then you turn them sideways.
Mm-hmm. Stomp, 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 goodbye to your face.
Mm-hmm.
Reveal the top 6 cards of your library, put up to 3 enchantment cards from among them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard.
This was definitely a pretty good card. There are a lot of... there were a lot of different enchantment types from Journey into Nyx, a lot of enchantment creatures, a lot of enchantments in general.
Mm-hmm.
And putting like up to 3 of them into your hand is good. And then putting the rest into your graveyard is not bad either, because it helps thin out your deck.
Also good if you've got things like Escape on more modern Theros cards.
Exactly.
Lay the land. Search library for a basic land card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library.
Basic, basic, basic.
Get more land.
Mm-hmm.
Mantle of Webs. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3 and has reach. Apparently, I have a playset of those.
Oh, hold on. Can you read that text again, please? Read the text of that card. The flavor text.
Why does everything they call Gary Touch end up sticky? Sticky.
Oh my.
I think you know why it ends up sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Map of the Wastes. It's that again. And you get to bolster, so I guess it's not quite that again. I got 2 of them. Market Festival. Enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 2 mana in any combination of colours of their to their mana pool. Nice.
So yeah, a land you get makes 3 mana of whatever combination.
Flavor text sounds very Ferengi. Or maybe I've just been watching too much DS9. You got the touch. You got the mending touch. Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't you just regenerate Optimus Prime? Wouldn't have had to deal with whiny Rodimus.
Because then they could sell more toys.
Too many touch. 6 apparently. That's the joy of just randomly buying boosters. Might of the Masses. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For each creature you control.
It is a very good card. It's been reprinted a few times. It can do some fun things, especially if you have a nice little token go wide deck.
I've got 3 of those. I might have to stick those in with that Spore Mound deck. That feels like that could really fuck some shit up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's Guiji! Put XX green ooze creature tokens onto the battlefield where X is the greatest power among creatures you control.
Yes. It was a very good card.
Luigi!
That was the thing you could use to evolve all of your evolved creatures in the Simic deck.
Nice. Mutant spray. Love the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Target creature you control gets +1/+1 counter on it. Fights target creature until end of turn. Oh, wait, what? Fights target creature an opponent controls.
It was just a really good efficient removal spell for a deck that was playing a lot of creatures with +1/+1 counters, aka my Simic deck.
All about the Simic.
Hey, you know what? The Simic are all about designing your body the way you want it, making it perfection. And
Body mods!
exactly.
I can finally have
No
no
wonder
an
this-
RFID reader.
Exactly. No wonder this closeted Transgal was attracted to them when I first started playing Magic when Ravnica came out.
Mm-hmm. Naturalize!
Mm-hmm.
Although,
The classic.
yeah, not anything looking supernatural in that artwork.
Mhm.
Another naturalize, slightly different artwork.
Indeed.
When your cities and trinkets crumble, only nature will remain. What fucking set is this? Nature's Chosen.
I'll look that up. I believe I
Oh.
looked it up last time.
Hang on. I'll just scan it.
Whose search engine result will pop up first?
It is Alliances.
Damn, you got it.
What can you tell me about it, thing? Alliances 97. So 1 green. Play on creature you control. Untap enchanted creature. Use this ability only during your turn and only use it once each turn. Tap enchanted creature to untap target artifact, creature, or land. Use this ability only if your enchanted creature is white. And only once each turn.
Okay, then, I guess. So, gives your creature pseudo vigilance, and also, if it's attached to a white creature, can give something else pseudo. Well, can untap something else instead. I don't know.
Obscuring Aether. Face down creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast.
Mm-hmm.
Turn itself face down. So many things.
It's a nice little creature.
Yeah.
It's a nice little enchantment. Definitely very useful in the set it came out in. And if you ended up not having any morph creatures left in your hand, you can always just pop it down as a creature.
1 dozen eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 6 mana. Choose one. Put a 5/5 green beast token into play, or put 5/1/1 green insect creatures into play. Entwine. Play both.
Definitely. Definitely worthwhile in any of its modes.
So for 9 to go
Yes.
double up. Mm-hmm. Well, Fighter Burst. Target player gets +5. Creature gets +5/+5 until end of turn. Not bad for 2.
Not bad, but the unfortunate thing about this is that it is a sorcery. Generally, combat tricks are typically instants, so they can be used to kind of surprise your opponent and, kill one of their creatures out of nowhere.
Love that artwork, though.
Yeah, me too.
Also, another playset.
Ooh.
Ooh. Now,
We're getting a
since
lot of playsets in green today.
we are. I like green. Something that I've seen recently reprinted, but I prefer this artwork.
Yes.
Plummet. Predator's Rapport. Choose target creature you
I
control.
like this card.
You gain life equal to that creature's power plus its toughness.
It's just gain like 10 life if you have the right creature out.
Yes. Fuck him up. Predator Strike. +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn for 2. Yeah, not awful.
Yep. It's actually pretty good. For a combat trick.
Ranger's Guile.
Very nice.
Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains Hexproof. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Definitely good, because in green you got all your beefy creatures that easily die to a murder, but if they get hexproof, they no longer die to murder.
Beefy. Return to the earth. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy. Ruthless Instincts. It's an instant for 3. Choose one target. Non-attacking creature gains reach and death touch until end of turn, and untap it. And target attacking creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn.
Mm-hmm.
A selection of fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you require additional fuck you? Well, green's got you covered. Don't you worry. Savage Summoning. Can't be countered. For 1 green. The next creature card you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash. That spell can't be countered. That creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Wow.
That's nice. That is very nice indeed.
Yeah. Oh no, this chunky creature doesn't have flash. If only!
Mm-hmm.
Scour the borders, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or land from among them into your hand and put the rest in the graveyard.
Nice.
We're nearly done.
Mm-hmm.
Serpent Skin, back to Kamigawa. People becoming snake people.
Indeed.
You may play Serpent Skin anytime you can play an instant. So, an instant. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. And regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
More of this. Shape the sands. That's a very high up pillar.
Mm-hmm.
Target creature gets +0/+5 and gains Wretch until end of turn. Yeah. Not bad for 1.
Mm-hmm.
Good for dealing with shit. Oh, we're back on alliances again.
Mm.
Splintering Wind. Splintering Wind deals 1 damage to target creature. Put a Splinter token into play. Treat this token as a 1/1 green creature with flying and cumulative upkeep. Ugh.
This card's so bad.
Cumulative upkeep of 1 green. If this token leaves play, it deals 1 damage to you and each creature you control. What the fuck? Do you
And
want to
what
be
you get on
badly
the
hurt?
upside, you got to deal 1 damage to target creature.
Well, fuck.
Well, actually, you don't. You're able to use that ability multiple times to create multiple splinters.
Apparently it's worth 39p and is on the reserve list. Well. Sprouting Vines. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal that card and put it into your hand or library, then shuffle your library. Storm! When you play
Holy
this spell, copy
hell.
it for each spell played this turn. Ooh.
Yeah. No. Have
That
we
could
gone
get
over
spicy.
how much Storm is bullshit?
I know, but I can see how that could get bullshit real quickly.
Yes.
Especially when you have a card that says deal 1 damage to target creature or player with Storm. There are entire modern decks based around putting your Storm counter up to like 14 or 15 and then instantly winning with a single spell.
I mean, yeah, that'll do it. Jinkies. Temo Rune Mark begins. Mage hands. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Enchanted creature has trample as long as you control a blue or red permanent.
Seems nice to me.
I've got 3 of them. Oh, big kitty! Big kitty, big kitty, big kitty, big kitty. He's a big kitty. Betrayal of Mystery. Whenever a face-down creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may search your library for a basic land card, or reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn.
So a nice little way to, just get extra value out of your face-down creatures.
Face down, pumped up. That's the way we like to fuck them up. A Trollhide. Well known.
Classic.
It's a genre, but it's also a card. Tower Defense. Creatures you control get +0/+5 and gain reach until end of turn. I'm sure we've seen this, something basically reworded this card earlier.
Well, I mean, the Shape the Sands was only a single creature, and I think was the same amount of mana, whereas this is all creatures you control.
Sadly, I have but one of those. Verdant Haven. Enchantment. Verdant Haven for an instance of the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 1 mana of any colour to their mana pool. Bonus mana! Yes. I'm feeling ideas bubbling in my brain. Vine Snare. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures power 4 or less.
Even conditional fogs can be quite bad most of the time. And that's what this is.
Hello, cutie. How are you doing? Sleepy and very gravelly still. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, the lure is not of the well.
Get that Laura some tea.
Or sucky things with a thing.
Numb my throat.
Numbing throat, yes. But not for that reason. You shouldn't use numbing agents like that.
No, you should not.
Wild Instincts. Target creature you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. And it fights target creature an opponent controls.
You've seen a lot of that.
A
A lot of good fighting.
But not for 4 mana. I suppose the sort of picking a target thing adds a bit of value to it.
And the +2/+2 just makes it more likely for your own creature to survive.
I guess so. Well, we have chugged through an entire box of green cards.
All the green cards already?
All the green cards. That's actually more than the blue deck, because I kept giving them away, because I didn't like blue. I have lots of tokens.
Very nice.
Goats.
Ah, yes. Goods.
Goats. Totes my goats. Human soldiers. I'm guessing some of these are more recent. The Monarch. I have but one card that references the Monarch. Got some morphs. Nice modern ones. Oh, well, that explains where my tentacle went. I was like, I don't know where the tentacle's gone. I'd already filed it away. There it is. There it is.
Yes. I only got a single tentacle as well.
Well, I've got the Kraken that goes with it, so I kind of need
Me too. It's such a good card.
it. Thopters!
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love a Thopter.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors? Warriors!
Clink, clink.
Come out and play! That's a nice bit of art. Well, we've got through a whole nother box.
We have indeedy.
Thank you very much for your assistance with the boxing.
Indeed.
Was that unboxing?
Reboxing, unboxing, shuff. I don't know.
Exploring.
Exactly. Delving into your archives.
You can delve into my archives at least once a week, Cal.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should probably wrap it up because I think Laura's going to need the internet to do some very important dice funking.
Oh God. Please, please tell her to rest her throat if she needs it.
Yeah. She can be very quiet, Nifix, this week.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened to Nifix? Nifix is being quiet. Leaving it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Scheming before the end of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much for coming along. Do you have anything to plug?
Nothing that I can mention on air. I do stream occasionally and hoping to do that sometime, but I guess I'm going to need to get a new microphone cable because of my goblin monster. I love her, though. She's a good kitty.
She is a good kitty.
But yes, if anyone is interested in and has not followed me already, twitch.tv/KelladryJane is where you will be notified if I stream.
Do it. Join the Cal. Jane. I'm AniaCJack here on Twitter and YouTube. And you can find me on paypal.me/Jane Magnet or Patreon, Stoned Monkey Radio. I write things at stonemonkeyradio.blog. And who knows, if all being well, if I don't catch Laura's thing, it's probably going to happen. We live in a closed house together and smooch a lot. Yeah. All being well, might come back next week. If you're up for another one next week, Cal, we have 3 more colours.
Absolutely. And then we have the artifacts and multicolors.
And then we have all of my Theros and Throne of Eldraine cards.
Yes. Okay.
Because they're in a whole separate box. And then we've got all the decks.
I've got no life.
I mean...
And then we can start building decks in Magic the Gathering Arena.
I mean, if you're up for it, I'm up for it.
As long as you're up for it, I'm up for it.
Hey! Well, thank you very much for joining us. See you again sometime. Oh, bye!